All right. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get some charting going. This is the daily chart. Looking up where these strong sellers are right up here. Right into that area again. 400. That's going to be our major level. As well as the buyers, we have a little bit of that buyer block down here at the probably more like this right here. Between 860 and 400. All right, trying to break above these levels here. Or get below them. Either way, right? Until then, we're going to be going sideways. I would be surprised to see us break through or break below. But yeah, that's that. So let's get over here to the 15-minute. Took a little trade last night, by the way. Tiny one. And this happens. Pre-market is like the worst for trading traps and whatnot because it's so susceptible to getting stopped. But why I tried to continue to throw darts at it, I don't know. So let's see this morning. Where we at? Make sure I have the right time. Got into my place. So internet's here. Finally have a couple screens, which is nice. Hey, what's up, Samu? How are you, dude? That steak, bro. We tore it up. All right, so 7. Here we go. So there's our pre-market high. Here's our pre-market low. Yep. Pre-market high. Pre-market low. And we don't have a ton of strong buying or selling. I mean, we have a block here that's going to be interesting to get through a little later. This is right here, very small. This, notice the volume's not increasing, it's kind of decreasing into the buying. Like we'll have a buy and then it decreases, have a buy and then it decreases. Nothing's really been increasing besides this big selling here. So you technically probably could say that there's something right here as well. So there'll be some players I'll be looking at. Increasing volume through here. There's another sell side player here. But we'll see how it reacts in the morning. Nothing too crazy. Hearing like that little whistling is getting me. There we go. We'll keep it chill. How was the weekend? Weekend was good, dude. Moved stuff still. Moving stuff into the new place. What if it, I had to get a TV. I didn't get a nice one. I told my wife, I was like, you want to go cheap or do you want to go nice? You know, I was like, because I don't want to buy the middle. The middle's like not great at anything. So she's like, just get the cheap one. I said, all right, fine. Get the cheap one. So she won't really know the difference anyways. I know the difference, but I don't really watch a lot of TV, so it doesn't matter too much to me anyways. Yeah. So, but it's nice to have a couple screens. Again, I got my desk set up. I actually have my third monitor that's here as well. That I'm just waiting for a power cord to come in. And then I got my third monitor, and that would be a big help because I could put all my YouTube stream on one screen for right now. I'm still juggling a little bit, but yeah. Nonetheless, we are here. How's your weekend, Samu? Good morning, good morning. All right, 1 minute left. We're getting in here. Trying to make my chat visible, but it's not working. All right, this is gonna have to be how it is. All right. Market's opening. Got 4 seconds, so let's get into it. A couple pre-market players. I don't really consider them too much, but we are looking at the pre-market high here. Actually, I'll mark this. Why not? I was watching some of my videos and I was like, you know what would help for people who didn't really want to listen to audio? Is if I like actually text text marks my trades and why I'm trading them and stuff. That way they don't even have to listen to me. They could just look at the screen. Oh, why not? Yeah. So I had to go drive. I got my got a bed frame for my wife as well, and that thing is. I bought it off Craigslist, and I think I well, I didn't really want to get it anyways, but but getting them there's so many pieces to that thing. I didn't get instructions with it. I was just kind of listening to a guy. And I was like, this is gonna be brutal. Oh, it's like 25 pieces. All right, hold on 1 second here. I need to actually turn off my Discord's noises. All right. There we go. All right. So good morning, good morning. 2 minutes in. Identified a little bit of players here. Not much we could do in the first few minutes anyways. Just looking kind of at the 15-minute though. A little bit of selling up here that is a little active still above this pre-market high. Right here. As well on the 15-minute. I have these huge zones marked out on the daily. This 400 level is a huge daily zone here for resistance. And then this, beginning with this 861's been a huge support, right? I mean, this isn't hard to find these support and resistance levels, but there's going to be a lot of buying and selling that needs to accrue if we want to break either of these levels here. So, nonetheless, I don't care too much, but maybe I'm looking at a 15-minute context trade. Maybe it runs right up into these 400 levels, or maybe it runs, a short that runs right into the 850s again, and I may be a little hesitant to take it because I want to, let's just say, for example, I'm in a 15-minute short. It says the profit takes down here at the 700 level. I may want to see how it reacts first instead of just buying or selling straight into the resistance or support. So, nonetheless, those are just things I'm kind of keeping an eye on, keeping track of. So, yeah. Yep. Being very chill this morning. Yeah, I was running over to Starbucks before and getting a cup of coffee. Now I'm at home. I'm like, I gotta make my own coffee. Sucks. Like a triple anomaly here. This is interesting. Notice how it keeps going lower, but the candles go up, continue to go up from pre-market. That'll be interesting to see. So normally with this little setup here, if we're just looking at these two candles, this was something like a anomaly, which in the past I've gotten 2 to 1 from, but I usually like it at the extremes, like extreme lows or highs. So, Samu, I was today in London session taking a little profit by GC. You're trading some gold this morning. I should have gold up. That would be. Let me see here. Let's see here. Let's throw another one up here. Oh, doesn't want to give it to me, huh? Oh, because I'm clicking the wrong thing. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oil look great. All right. So gold, this looks like it's consolidation with some big, it almost moves kind of like Bitcoin. And just like flashes, flashes, and then flat. So that was nice. Oh, you got the sell. Nice. What's your criteria for selling? Is it like breaking a trend or something, or a 3-point contact? 3-point contact sell? Something like this. It's probably how I would trade a 3-point contact. Buy or sell if I was going to trade commodities. They move a little different than the price action on the NQ. Mark these pre-market highs and lows real quick on this 5 minutes. So close green, triple anomaly here. All right. Starting to eat up into these pre-market sellers a little bit. Now, I'm not going to use these sellers as a as context for my trading. I shouldn't. Yeah, so it won't influence if I get a buy signal, sell signal, um, in these range here. It's fine. I'm marking them because I want to see if intraday, if it respects these levels. So if it does respect these levels, then I'm going to be looking at these areas a little later. So we'll see. If they don't respect them, then who cares? So on the 5 minute, so far, not too much action. Staying pretty tight. What is this? 115 to 151, 40-point bars, 35-point bars in the morning. Pretty chill. Samu, 2 micros to take 114 ticks. I love it's funny with ticks. I always forget. But nice. It's like 37. Wait, so 114 ticks on gold is a little different. 114 ticks on gold. That's actually a pretty big move, right? Yeah, that's a big portion of that move. Oil's just been ripping since we got that. This was news of the well, it says job openings, but I think that was news of that missile strike in Syria. As soon as that struck, it was like boom, and then it's just been extremely bullish since then. I need to get to a bigger time frame because well, we've been ripping. Okay, so we got some big resistance up here for oil. I'll just do some basic stuff here. Nothing crazy. Yeah, I'd be more interested in this right here. Broke above that. Couldn't get completely above it. Very interesting. Zema, what was your criteria for getting in that trade on gold? By the way, we're tuning into these sellers a little bit. See, right in the middle of the range today, so I have to be a little hands-off when it comes to different trap trades and whatnot. But no action yet. Especially with traps, let's just say this would be somewhat of a trap setup. We got some wicks that is broken out of beyond here, bodies that it broke out of. So if it would have came back down into these ranges, either one of those, that would have been a trap setup. But I don't take traps the same way that I do the first 30 minutes of the day. First 30 minutes of the day, I only like taking traps at the extremes. I don't like taking them in the middle because in the middle they're much more likely to get ran over. So that's how that goes. Take a little peek of the 1 minute here. Trap upside, bottoming wicks pretty heavy, just hammering this, a little bit of a doji, and then another trap trade here if it closes green. So nothing too much. You get the 2 minute. Yeah, pretty mellow actually. We'll see. Got the footprint back as well. It's not showing us too much. Not yet. Volume profiles are pretty flat. If we throw on the volume profile, let me see if we got, yeah. It says that it's big here, but I'm looking at my FTT on the short term. Short term is pretty flat, but this would be your point of control here at red. So this is going to act as a little bit of a magnet here. A lot of volume right here in the morning. Yeah. Not too much. I don't think this is marking that much data though. VWAP's right above us. So staying below VWAP, rejecting up that VWAP. Let's see some levels here. Top step. This is value area high. Some blue down there. This is value area low. Okay. So the green one is point of control. Yesterday's volume point of control. So kind of just taking around yesterday's volume or Friday's point of control. It's got to move here pretty soon. I would be surprised if we just hang out all day. We're in a consolidation area range on the daily though. That's going to affect it in some ways. Good morning, by the way, if you just joined the stream. Nothing crazy going on yet. We're kind of hanging out. So, but we do have a pivot high. Don't have a pivot low yet. Both of these things are kind of rolling a little bit. So, they just, yeah, just rolling over. So, nothing crazy yet. Keep my eyes peeled though. If this closes down here, we should, unless this just rips up again, we should have our high, our pivot high. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to give a little bit more real estate to the 5 minute here. And we'll go to a clean chart every once in a while too. Yeah, pretty chill morning. We're just chilling. Bars are pretty small. 50 points ain't bad. For morning though. 36 points is kind of chill. What's up, Shark? Thanks for joining. You stream too, bro? I was hearing you doing something. Is that like a private Discord that you do, or do you stream on YouTube or something? So I'm gonna check you out. If so, pop in, show some love. Private Discord. Okay. See, I can't totally promote private Discords yet. You know what I mean? Because not that I don't trust you or anything like that. It just, when it comes to Discords right now, it's kind of Wild Westy. You know what I mean? Yeah, send me an invite, dude. I'll pop my head in, especially after during the lunchtime stream, or during the lunchtime when I'm done with the stream. That's exactly what I'm saying, dude. I'm like, even when I get popped over by like people that I've talked to and stuff, I go jump into these discords and they're just kind of like they're like emotionally manipulative. You know what I mean? Even though they're not technically quote unquote scamming, they're like they're pressuring you either by like appealing at your interest, kind of over flexing, you know what I mean? And then just like gatekeeping at the same time. Eventually it leads to them you giving them money in some way, right? It doesn't even matter if they're like not if that's not at the forefront. Eventually it's like, well, you can do this too. You just have to pay me. That's cool, Shark. I'm gonna come check you out. Send me a link, dude. I'll come pop in for sure after the morning session. Are you streaming all day on Discord? The whole day, the whole session? It's probably trading too, so doesn't make it easy, dude. Doesn't need to type in my chat and all that and trade at the same time. Okay, Shark. I'll come check you out. Send me a link. I'll come check you out, dude. So that's all good. Small Discords are cool. I just like popping in and saying what's up. Bringing good vibes. That's what I do. I'm a good vibe bringer. So we have our top pivot. It will be invalid if we touch or get above this here. Touching's fine. Touching's okay. Three points of touching is okay. I just don't want it to get above it. So a little bit of a break here. If you notice that we went below these levels in pre-market, tried to go lower, came back up in the range. As long as we don't get above this wick here, this would be considered a trap. I still will not take it because I want to see a trap happen at the extremes of the pre-market high or low. So this would be something to chart, but I'm not going to take the trade, especially first 30 minutes of the day, especially with low volume. Lower volume first 30 minutes of the day is very susceptible to getting traps failing. And in my opinion, it's because the momentum's still not there to break above these downtrends. So I just got the link. Shark, thank you, bro. In my opinion, that it's not enough pressure to get above the downtrend. Because remember, with downtrend, there is, I'm not saying accumulation, I guess distribution of selling, basically. And it's in a momentum, it's in a rate. The rate of change basically is happening here. So when this breaks on a couple subsets, it's usually easier to, it's more reliable than taking a trap. No, thank you, Shark. Appreciate you. But this would be trappy, right? So it broke out of this. This white line is where it needs to get back above. To get back above this, like a gold zone right here, right? So anything in this pocket would be considered trap. Not a recommendation, by the way. Trade at your own risk. I'm not taking it because it's more likely to fail. But in theory, anywhere in this zone would be a trap zone. So I'll chart it, but it's not going to be considered for my context. Give me back to purple. Too dark. There we go. So 25 seconds left on this candle. Will be a trap setup, just so you can see what they look like. But considering the pre-market context, I mean, if you look at the 15-minute, this just looks sloppy, right? So just sloppy. But this technically would be a trap. 5 seconds left. We do have an official top pivot now. So go to the clean chart here. You just clearly see that we have our 2 touches here. And we have a little bit of a gap. That's what I like to see in trends in the morning, especially. So clean chart is saying this. Let's have a peek at gold. Oil's starting to belt up a little bit. The 15-minute, we don't want the 15-minute, we want the 5-minute. Actually, the 15-minute did look cleaner though, not gonna lie. Looked a lot cleaner. And a little bit of downward pressure. Almost like a second leg on the down. We'll see what happens in both of these. But, all right. So, if I was going to go long, which I'm not going to, but if I was, you're roughly looking at roughly up here, in the middle of those 190 buyers. I don't know. I don't know about all that mess here. So we still have our buyers here from the other day as well. This is where these buyers have been playing, and these are actual big markers. These aren't actual I don't want to say heavy buyers, we'll just say buyers, because these guys have been active from the past few days of trading from the buy side. So these guys are actually like active. The pre-market, it can be active, but like these guys that were strong got ran through. Besides this up here, which is why we ran into that area. But yeah, here we are. Pretty chill morning. Good morning, by the way. Unless you're new joined. On the 15-minute, this will be a little bit of a trap. Now, the 15-minute has a little bit of a different context here because the 5-minute's more susceptible to getting clapped. The 15-minute, though, this could be a bear trap on the 15-minute. Actually, that reminds me, I need to start taking some notes here as well. Because I have a lot of work to actually do. I've been getting behind on my back testing and my recording. I'm going to have some back testing sessions too. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that, but we'll be doing some back testing on the weekend, Sunday night. I'm going to be going live just for maybe like an hour or so. And we're just going to be back testing the week, kind of looking at what we could have done, what was better, how I actually traded versus how the strategy performed. All those are real big keys. Here we go. So right now I'm just taking some notes because I need some data. By the way, 1 minute 30 seconds left on this candle. I need data on whether 15-minute traps using pre-market context, for example, because the 5-minute, I know it's not great when it comes down to yeah, for sure. Backtesting I think is I personally I think backtesting is probably like finding a strategy is not hard. There's all kinds of strategies. I think backtesting is probably like I want to say a 75% of what makes a trader really successful. I know that's a lot because backtesting though addresses your psychology and your discipline. A big portion of it. Because what you do with that is going to carry over to the main markets. See, I know that this trap is likely to fail on the 5-minute. It would have failed. That's why we don't take it, the pre-market, because I've done the back testing. Back testing first 30 minutes of the day. All right, so 15-minute, I'm writing this down. 15-minute trap using pre-market context. I'm gonna get this data out for probably the last 6 months. I'm gonna backtest 6 months of this. Maybe more. I might backtest the whole year. It's gonna take me a few hours, but a few hours ain't too bad. Man, music this morning is killing me. That's a little early for this, but I'll take it still. Super funky. All right, so I think it's the Horde and the Reed instruments, dude, that I can only do so much of, you know? Still range bound. Looking at the footprint right now. I know you guys can't see the footprint, but Delta's negative on the morning, as you would suspect. Negative Delta on the morning, us being lower than the open, but nothing too crazy that's been piquing in my interest with Delta. It's been so sloppy. There's no clean ranges, so breakouts aren't really breakouts yet. There's just been a lack of buying interest taking this up, and sellers have been just selling at the bottom of the range, which is kind of interesting because when you have sellers selling at the bottom of the range and then it goes up, it means that there's also absorption. So it's conflicting on the footprint as well. So usually you want sellers, like major sellers here and sellers on a break, boom, and then a continuation, but nothing's continuing here. So 3 minutes left on this trap on the 15-minute. Now, this is going to be tough to refute. It will be 7 o'clock. I may have to take this long, which I'm not going to be a fan of. All right, 50, because this is a 15-minute trap using pre-market context. So now it needs to get above these bodies here. To get above this little range or in this range. So I would like it better if it came up to here, like the 130s. Not a recommendation, by the way. Trade your own risk. Yeah, all this music's killing me right now. I guess I'm chill. I just can't record it, otherwise I'm gonna get flagged. There we go. Let's get more chill. There we go. Chill me out, please. All right. So 15-minute trap here. If this came back up into this 30s, I'm happy that it's not a trap, because if it is a trap, it comes up in the next 2 minutes. It may. Yeah, I'm on the West Coast. I'm in the Bay. I'm in. I live in. Actually, now I live in Redwood City, so which I like, in the peninsula. So if this 15-minute here gets back up to this range here and it becomes a trap, the problem is it changes all the context of my 5-minute trades. So if I was to go long with that 15-minute context, that means I have to only be looking for longs on the 5-minute. It gets a little tricky. So I'm almost hoping that this doesn't get above here. I prefer it to stay below. A little bit of a trap here too on the 5-minute as well. Oh no, it's not, because this didn't go lower. Almost looked like a trap. There we go. This is a little better. Thanks for dropping likes, guys. Appreciate you guys. No trades yet. Well, okay, I took one pre-market. That was like last night though. It was like a 2-minute trap somewhere, like up here. It did go in my favor, but it just got slapped by these sellers. I think it was either I took this one or is it this one on a 2-minute. 1 minute left in that candle, by the way. I'm keeping an eye on it. Where was it? Where was this trap at? It was like a little trap that I took. I think it was this one. No, it wasn't that one. I'm trying to find it. It might have been this one right here. This one, I reloaded. Maybe. It's one of these trades. No, because that one will get filled too. I don't know. Can't find it anymore. I'll have to look at the time of sales. All right, 10 seconds left. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm happy that it didn't come back up to this range. 4 seconds left. That actually makes me feel better. Have our high here on the 5-minute. Oh, this is a 2-minute. I wonder why that was out of whack. All right. Still nothing. Get rid of this. Yeah, still range bound. I mean, you can scalp on shorter time frames, but potential long 28,000, 85.50 to 20,100 entry zone and a target of 180 stop at 61. So you're saying potential here, potential long here, or a exit of the 180s, which would be above right where these guys are up here. What's the criteria? All right. All right. I marked it. Would you have gotten long already though? Oh, 85. 85's up here. Pre-market highs and lows from fibs. Pre-market highs and lows. So would you take the top up here? Something like this, or am I doing it backwards? Is it this extension here? Is it this one? Because that one didn't make sense. You wouldn't be buying it at 20%. 618 resistance. But how would you be getting? No, this had to come because your take profit wouldn't be above it, would it? I'd do it both ways from VWAP. Well, let's throw that puppy in there. From VWAP high? No. Let me think here. Oh, he does both ways. Oh, okay, both ways. From like a VWAP cross or touch or something? Like the break of VWAP? Boom. Alright, you don't have to exert too much energy trying to explain it to me. Fibs are tough. Not tough, they're just you gotta be drawn up from the right points. Alright. I'm gonna pop in your Discord real quick. I'm keeping an eye on the I won't have sounds on though, Shark, just because all my other sounds will pop on too, so keep the sounds muted. So if you could type it, that would be excellent. All right, a little bit of break of this downtrend now. And there's a lot of subsections in this Discord. All right, we got one solid break here. So volume. See, there's increasing volume on each one, which is great. This third one, if we actually start running, I would love to see us really run here. Run with a lot of volume. All right, here we go. All right, so fibs are taken from the top of that level. Okay. I'm gonna open this in browser really quick, if that's all right. Oh, so VWAP's your red line, or VWAP's the red line, right? The big red line. So I want to touch the VWAP and that 0 fib. Bounced off, went to 238, so I actually had that zone kind of correct. Not sure about the bands, but yeah. Keeping an eye out though, I'm watching it. And you have your up, so you would take it from an entry at 236 to an exit right above 236. Oops. Oh, dude, thanks for the shout out too. I just noticed. All right. So this bar goes green. It's a long setup for me. I would like to see the volume get up here though. If the volume can't get up here, I'm cool with 3 bars increasing. 3 bars increasing in volume, that's fine with me. But if it doesn't, then it's going to be a little iffy. I'm not going to lie. We still have these sellers to get through here, and we have a lot more that needs to be taken. So I would like to see this volume kind of kick up, and it seems like we're more than halfway. 11, a little bit more than halfway. If we kick up above, I'll be fine with 3 bars increasing. If this bar is lower though, this last bar is lower. I mean, if it's red, it doesn't matter anyways. But if it's green and that happens, by the way, we have our bottom trend in play now too. We can jump over to the clean chart real fast and kind of mark that out. There we go. Oh. All right. As you guys can see, we're just really tight range bound right now. Oh, 50, 60 points. I guess that's not too tight, but yeah. Well, maybe not 60, maybe that's 80. Good morning, Dewey. How's your vacay? I don't know if it was actually a vacation, but you went out of town, so. I have a theory. Dewey, I was talking about it the other day in Discord. I have a theory that your strategy works much better in these kinds of environments that have a lot of like, because the ATR should be really consistent. So I feel like any kind of range bound stuff. Oh, there you go, man. Do you guys go like what? Like go camping, do something like that, or you guys get a place? But anyways, that's my theory. That is my theory, Dewey. Dewey already hit his target for the day. He's a beast. Right, let me go back here. Atlantic Beach. That's gotta be. Is it you? You're not. Are you east? You're East Coast, right, Dewey? Where you at? All right. So a little bit of a trap here. Is this past 7? It is past 7, so I'm supposed to go one short here.
Order filled.
I'm not in love with this. I don't like trading in the middle of the range. This is not a recommendation. Trade at your own risk. This is supposed to be a short based off of the context here. So let me see here. Not in love with it because we're right in the middle of today's range. Really not happy about it, but if the strategy says short, I got a short. So reason why I'm going for short has nothing to do with these trends here. By the way, this trend is no longer valid. The short happens because we're assuming that when we broke out of these here two bodies, so we broke it with this green bar, we tried to go higher, failed. We're assuming bulls are trapped here, right? So, oh shoot, I need to take the short on my fast track as well. Oopsie. Take this up a little bit. Let's see, where do I put this? 5.4. This is 0.5. I don't know if this is, oh, this is a range chart, that's why. I'm like, what is going on? Where are we at here? 83. $52. 450. Okay. Yeah, no worries, Shark. Take care, bro. Thanks for stopping by, dude. North Carolina. No surfing, though. No waves like your place. Oh, yeah. Dude. Carolina's a great... Didn't you guys have storms coming over there? Kicking through? Got a little bit of bad pricing on that short on the fast track. I got filled at 20. Here I got filled at 25. That's not too bad, but... yeah, you must have caught like in between storms. Good morning, by the way, for you that are new. I'm streaming Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 9:30 Pacific. Trading mostly price action. Call this the house blend strategy. We do look at other strategies though. Yeah, feel free to pop in, share your ideas, how you traded. I'll chart them. I'll try to chart them. Either that or like Shark, for example, has his double fibs going off of his VWAP. This is some kind of Bollinger. I think it's a Bollinger band, like not band, but some kind of forget what it's called, but these are levels that I forget. I seen there's different things that are like this, but it kind of measures like that center point that should act as like a bounce support. But I think it works better, obviously, in trends, not in chop. So, all right, maybe I can get a little bit better pricing on this fast track. That's what I'm hoping for. So if I can get up here to maybe, so I'm going to double down. I'm going to get 2 contracts here. Let me see. The center point's at 39. If I can get maybe 44. 44. I don't love this trade with my fast track account, but I want to get a little bit better pricing on my my FTT account. So if it comes up, I'm gonna sell one more into the 44s. There we go. Let's see if I get the fill here. Let's see. Can we get it? I gotta. Ooh, I don't want it. 44. Oh, okay. I got the fill here. So, got double down on the fast track just to get a better fill. So this thing could still get stopped out pretty easily here. 3 points above that. Let's see here. 2. So. Ooh, almost got stopped out there. Actually, I'll take one more on the top step here. Just right here, because we're at the very top here. Minimal risk for me. Not a recommendation. Looks like that close of a strong here, that strong of a close here looks like it's going to run out. Again, didn't love it because right in the middle of the range. Didn't love it, but that's why I didn't love it, because it's likely to get ran here. Unfortunately, if this does that same thing and we come down here, I got to take another short. That's funny. Dewey. Yep. People are all in different ranges. Or did this break? That's the question here. Yeah, it did break. Oh, this will be crazy. So, if this 3 traps up, so here's an interesting thing, right? So, let me get rid of this. Let me actually go to the clean chart real fast. So, oh, that piano guy is a little going. He's going a little ham this morning. This little. All right. Thank you, sir. We have a break here. I would like the volume C to break up higher. If this tries to go higher, comes back down into this range here, I'm going to be forced to go another short, and I'm not going to like it at just as little as I did the last trade, but I got to do it. So I might like it a tiny bit better, but so sometimes days you'll get these weird like run through trades. They're considered traps, but like Friday, for example. Let me see here. It just all of a sudden started 3-barring. So Friday? Or was it Thursday? Let's see here. It's Thursday. Look at it. So these aren't technically traps, but you do notice like off this crazy choppy price action, all of a sudden you just have this like extremely bullish, low volume price action that is just getting like shoved up, right? And this is very interesting price action. Just to see things flag out 3-bar, 3-bar, 3-bar with this low of volume, this lack of like big volume spikes, even to get above here. This to me says this is likely to fail. This is full of baloney, and then you see what happened. It's just dumpstered. So, but yeah. So hopefully, under that consideration, we don't get a little bit more of that action here if this came back down to range. So with this, yeah, do we know, right? So volume, I want to see this volume get up, and it looks like this is going to be very strong volume here. So this could be my long on both accounts. Let's see here. Yeah, this could be my long on both accounts here for a break. Again, what I don't want to see is I don't want to see a huge topping wick here. The volume I want to be nice. If it's a huge topping wick, moving a trailing stop and moving my target to 1600 Friday settlement. Is there a level? It's one of these. Yeah, look at that, 227. So 227 is the level, right? 224.50. Okay. Well, according to, oh, this is just settlement. I don't know if it's Friday settlement. All right. So I will be taking along on this one. Not a recommendation. Trade at your own risk. I'm not a financial advisor. Trading futures is extremely risky. But what I don't want to see is I don't want to see a wick that's just like massive. I don't want to see it go below here, below this halfway point. So 30 seconds left. I will be taking longs on both accounts. The volume's there, right? The volume's kind of where I want it to be. I'm sure by the time this closes too, get a little flush. Increasing in volume. Wick's getting a little heavy there. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to execute that one, execute this one on the fast track as well. Let's see. Now the strategy through back testing, for those of you who knew, that it does have losing days. About 1 in 4 is a losing day. So trades are whatever. slapped around. Just reading things in the correct context is what's important here. Check the 15-minute as well. 15-minute technically is going to be a 2-bar here. So next 10 minutes, if this goes, I would like to see that volume shove up though. This volume kind of just continues to float down. It's not going to be great. All right. So pop through some of these pre-market sellers here, which I wasn't expecting them to be too crazy. Sharks take profit right in that zone, almost at the 80s here, but in that range. 227 is 1800 settlement. Okay. Also, my first target is at 2180.75. Almost. Almost. So you went long down here. When'd you get your fill at? All right. $125 fill. Right here. Fill long. It's good long. 60 points. So notice the volume on that 5-minute, how it closed. The volume got up above all these previous bars, which is what we want to see. I would prefer to see still the volume kind of get above these levels here. Argument to be made that I could wait for one more bar, wait for the volume, see if the volume can accumulatively get a little bit higher than the last one, and then take that whole measured move up. That's also an argument bullish, right? But yeah, 15-minute, I'll only take this 2-bar if this volume can get up above this previous green bar here. If it doesn't, I'm not touching it. We're over halfway and it's not getting to where it needs to be yet. So we'll see. Down about 50 points on the day. There's about 20 of those points from last night though. Oh, Phil's at 145. 145 long. Okay, 145 for 80. Okay, and stops at 25. A trailing stop. Are you trading? You must be trading a smaller time frame. No? Like a 2-minute? 3-minute? Increasing volume on the 2-minute. From a 2-minute perspective, this is going to act as strong support here. So this is where buyers have taken their stand to right here. I'm not going to chart it beyond on the messy chart because I'm not going to have time frames of different things, too many different things. But this is a 2-minute support now, so just keep that in mind. Back to the 5-minute. So would love to see volume pop up all the way up above this. I would love it if it came above this. I mean, if it came above this, we had this nice big volume spike like right up here. That'd be beautiful. That would be like very bullish. I don't think it's gonna happen, but yeah. Notice how low that volume is, right? Well, it's not even green, but all right. Is that a little bit of a no, not a trap, but we did break out of that and come back down into that range. So almost trappy. 30 seconds. Oh, okay. 30 seconds. Holy smokes. 30-second chart. All right. So 25. So why 25? Oh, got you. Okay. This is a little bit of a trap though here. Broke out, tried to go higher on the 32nd, came back down into range. It's a little bit of a trap. So smaller the time frame, the least weight it carries, more likely to fail in for certain trades. See if we get above here. A new pivot high here. Take that to the clean chart as well. New pivot high. Almost flat. All right. Let's go do this. Make its break. Let's break down. I don't know. We'll see. Chart some buyers somewhere in here. Here's your strong buyers here. Three minutes left in this 15-minute bar. So 15-minute bar goes green. I'm pretty sure I have to take another one here. The volume though being lower, I'm not gonna be in love with. Oh, thanks, Shark. Appreciate you, dude. No, it's all good. I enjoy trading, dude. I'll enjoy what do you say? What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word when you work for other people? When you work with other people? what's the can't even think of the word right now. Good night. Collaborating. I love collaborating. I love creating little ideas and stuff like that, even though I have to keep my not in a hurry. There you go, Dewey. Wish I could join you. You know what I mean? Cooking for guests coming over, dude. I'm flying over, dude. Food right now sounds perfect. I need to get a cup of coffee. I think that's the one thing that's a little bit missing right now. Sipping on a cup of coffee. We'll see. Tapping into these pre-market sellers, right? So you're toe tapping into these dudes right here. So notice the volume here. Even though this is pre-market, something to be aware of. There's still viable sellers here at this level, right? Interested in taking this shorter. So now looking at the footprint, now that I have the footprint, I can go and see, are these interested? Is this a lack of buying interest, or is this buyers getting absorbed? So let's see here. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this for my FTT. No, it's not gonna work. Yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. So I can just tell you guys, a bit of buy side absorption, not a ton of buying interest willing to take it up, but it's also not thin, so it's kind of in the middle. Now buyers are looking to tap that. All right, so Shark, did you take some partials then? Is that how that works? A little bit of a break here. Want to see increased volume on the second break for me to be interested to go even further long. I didn't even measure out where I need to take profits. Let me see here. 26. Let's see here. 26. Is that right? Gotta be right, right? Pretty wide stop. A little bit of a trap here. If this closes red. Well, it's got to close red and not get below here for me to be interested. But I can't get into a trap anyway since I'm in with a trend break. So even if it was a trap, I'll be out. So there's one TP hit. Boom. Oh, he said what? Just moving stop for now. Trying to stand. Okay, okay. Got in with one or in with full size. I'll say not your take profit then. I'll put PT, potential target. There you go. And then your other potential target was up at the 26th level. Oh, that's where I'm at. Interesting. So you trail it. Where'd you put your trail stop to now? Pot roast? Oh, Dewey. That's... Bro. Eat potatoes? Oh, yes. Doesn't sound great too much at 7 a.m., but I could almost go for a bowl of stew right now. You know what I mean? Or a bowl of not stew, pot roast. Ooh. Boom. If I have that this morning, I won't be able to look at the screen, man. I get blurry vision. Eat sweating. Full size, 162. Okay. We're close. There it is. Bam. That's a tag, right? Tag? Okay. Yep. Okay. Close. It's not too bad. You had the potential long. So would you say that the fill, what was your fill criteria? Because you got filled a little later at 45, but you were saying potential down here. So what was the what invoked like a later fill? Is that? By the way, 2 minutes left. I can actually see if the bulls are trapped here, but let's see here. So not a ton of bulls trapped up at those 86s level, but at 80s, between 76 and 80. So between 76 and 80 in here. I'm looking at the footprint right now. Between 76 and 80, which is right here. If it goes below this, closes below that from a footprint standpoint, a decent amount of bulls are trapped. And it's going to be up to the bulls down here, the accumulated bulls, to take this up higher. Now, we did have that 2-minute buying. So remember this 2-minute level here. I'm not going to keep this on chart, like I said, but these guys are going to be looking to support their position. So even if we dip down into the 50s, these buyers, we can consider this institutional buying here. So from a 2-minute standpoint, again, all theory, trade at your own risk. None of this is financial advice. All right, so let's see what happens here. Check out Discord pick to see my fellow. Let me explore this Discord because there's a lot of where do you post it at? Oh, you put it in. Okay, I see. 125, 45. Yeah. 224. Nice. You had good profits, dude. All right, so broke out of the bodies, didn't come back to the bodies down here yet. This would be a hypothetical trap. Didn't get down there though, so I wouldn't take this short even if it did present itself. Although it did close below these where these buyers are trapped up here a little bit. There are some buyers trapped, so let's see how these players play out here. NQ trading tab. NQ trading tab. Oh, oh, I see. Thank you. NQ trading tab. Okay, trading the floor. Is that what it is? A lot of tabs in here, dude. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Trading floor NQ, right? All right, we're there. Alrighty. So, type this out. All right. So we got sharks filled. Sharks for profit. Lots of tabs. Yes, sir, dude. Couldn't even. I didn't even have the patience to write that many tabs. Even if I was single with no kids, still wouldn't have the patience. All right, we got a new pivot high here. Dipping back up into these sellers again. Remember, they're all right here. That's where they are. I'll see. Will these buyers support it? We'll find out. Married 4 kids. You've learned patience. You've learned institutional patience with 4 kids. You got to be organized with 4 kids. Otherwise, things will slip through the cracks. All right. Between these 2 players, still not too crazy of a day yet. Trying to get above these sellers from the pre-market here. I really don't think this is going to act as too strong of a support. I'm not going to lie to you. Especially 2-minute. Think about this. I'm trading on the 5-minute time frame. This is the 2-minute time frame, so could get cracked pretty easily. But I'm just throwing it out there. Why not? 15 minutes not showing me too much. We did have that 2-bar. Volume was decreasing, so tough context to be made here. So if the volume was a little bit higher than this previous bar, I would mark this out, and this would be my context for the whole day, like pretty much the whole day, because I would assume that we're getting up to the 250s. 250s at least. Maybe that's not the whole day, but nonetheless. So I can't. Actually, I'm going to write this one down as well, because 15-minute context puts you in the correct key in music, right? Like you can have the right scales in the 5-minute. You can play the right notes, but if you're playing in the wrong key, then you're going to be off the whole day, pretty much. So this helps me play in the right key. What key am I playing in? Now I can do my actual shorter diagnosis here. So that's that. All right. So 15-minute, write this down too, because I got to do a little bit of here. 15-minute, low volume. Trend break. Or decreasing volume trend break. I have a lot of work to do with this 15-minute because fortunately I don't really have to chart out everything on the 5-minute next to it on this context because I just need to see if the 15-minute works with low volume and pre-market. All right, so buyers should be see See how thin that is now? Buyers should be stepping in here, right here at this level, even if it dips down into it. Look on the 2-minute standpoint. This is where buyers should be considering to take it and supporting it, right? But we'll see what happens. If it runs through, especially, that's why it stops here, especially if it gets down below this level, let's consider that these buyers either have been satisfied from previously or there's just an overweight of sellers. I mean, that's just basic supply and demand. So more sellers than buyers, but if the buyers are still interested, not enough sellers to really push through these buyers, the demand's still there. Notice how we dipped into it and buyers are trying to absorb some of that a little bit, right? If you're looking at the footprint absorbed a ton of sellers down there, but it does not mean that it won't continue down. All that means is that if you can't get new buying interest above here and above here, then this will continue to put pressure on the buyers, and then it's up to the buyers to see if they can carry enough. How hungry are these guys? What kind of appetite did they bring here? So if they have a big enough appetite, they'll be able to eat that and they'll be hungry for more. If not, and they're all full, then they're going to be like, hey, well, you know, wait for this food, this shares to digest, and then we might be running back into these potential pre-market buyers, and then the big ones that we've been dealing with down here at these levels. These are the big Tatankas from before that are still valid. So yeah. All right. Back to the 5-minute. Get to a clean chart here pretty soon. New buying interest. Put that. I'll just write that down real quick, just for a recap. Interest. All right. I noticed that when I'm charting through this, it actually helps. So I'm just scanning through. I just need to see things. I just need to see context. I was like, that's really nice. I'll put this one bar over. All right. So the reason why that, if we look at the 2-minute, right, dipped below here. Yes, there was absorption. Want to see new buying interest above here. Now that we have some, I'm looking at the footprint. There's a ton of buyers and sellers at that level, at that 70s level, like 1,000. It's crazy. It's that 70s, and this is where they were trapped at before. Remember when I put this little trap between the 74 and 80? So really, even though they kind of went above there, if you can't continue to get new buying interest, because a lot of buyers tried to, there's a seller that absorbed 700 buyers there. That's kind of one of the bigger volumes on that range. I guess there was 1,000 buyers down below that, but we'll see. So see how the seller's starting to step in a little bit more aggressive too. Starting to roll. So we got the new buying interest, but they all got eaten up. So this is going to be tricky. Could see some downside here in the short term. Not recommendations, by the way. This is all speculation, theory. Trade at your own risk. None of this is meant to give you guidance, but it's theory. We get to speculate. Speculation's fair, but make your own trading decisions. All right, so back into this level again. You see that it popped up a touch, but we're starting now to see how much of these sellers going to be, these buyers going to be able to take volume here. We're going to see. Go to the clean chart real quick. Cracking that 5-minute here. Now, if this breaks and we do a little bit of a 2-bar here, I mean, it could be a 2-bar and it stopped out, but I will see there's one break. Nice volume for a sell side. If we continue down, I want to see increased volume for a sell break, but we'll see what happens here. Could get stopped out just right off the bat. It's going to be dependent. We're going to find out. So that's where we're at. Let me see this context here. Hold up a second. That was a breakout. Try to go higher back to range here, 15 minute. I may have to reverse this whole thing. Yes it was. So this trade's got to get cut. This trade's got to get cut. This has got to go into a sell. Broke out, tried to go higher, back down in the range. So there's one sell in the 15 minute. So 15 minute carries more weight than everything else. I have to cut the trade here, not a recommendation. And let me see if I can get a little bit better pricing on this 15 minute trade here. Oh, but the 15 did break. Oh, see, this is where it gets tricky. So this is where I need that data. So for example, I'm gonna explain it to you, and this is gonna be an interesting thing here. Wait, why do I have a limit here? I don't want a limit. So this is the interesting thing. I'm gonna explain it in a second. Let me just put my take profits in order here. Hold on one second here. Let's see here. All right, so this is where it gets tricky because 275, 88, 91, because I was in a 5-minute context. Now, I don't get out of a trend break with the trap. It's not what I do. But if I'm on the 15-minute, the question is, do I count this as a trend break with the morning context? And the answer for me right now is I don't have enough data. Because volume's something that I've been working with relatively new. So probably in the last 45 days, I've been working with volume in the context of my trend breaks, and it's helped me filter out some bad trades. It helps me keep higher quality. That being said, with a 2-bar with low volume, I need to understand what the hit rate is. Because if the hit rate is less than 50% on low volume, or 50% or lower, or even if it's close to 50, let's say it's like 50, like under 60%, right? 60% is still a decent data point, but when you're trading 1-to-1 on trend breaks, it's not fantastic. So what's the, we'll say batting average, hit rate, batting average. Okay. So if this is a true trend break though, I'm not supposed to take this trap. This is the problem here. Because if this works majority of the time, even with low volume, this trap's invalid. So normally, post 45 days, or pre 45 days ago, I would have not gotten to this trap at all in the 15-minute. But since I'm looking at a lower volume break, I get out of this trap. So this is something new to context. So I'm not, how do you say this? This is one of those moments where I got to kind of tread a little bit lighter. I may wait for some of these areas to clear, because if I get chopped up on this one, it might be time for me to kind of sit and wait and see how it actually reacts off of this. See what clears first. So we'll see what happens here. But this is something that I've been wanting to look at. It doesn't happen too much where you get back-to-back trade setups on a 15-minute chart intraday, early morning. So that's there. Okay, so let me see here. VWAP, 50-minute settlements, Friday settlement 1600 hour, could retest the 530 pivot, or are you talking about that low level at the below that 38.2, right above that 38.2? All right, Dewey's tearing up the markets this morning. What I should have done is I should have held one with my FTT long, and then the other short with my with my top step. I would have hedged it. All right. 2-minute bounce there. Not a trap yet. Volume. We'll see. Actually, I'll get rid of these. Although we do need new buying interests. If I stream, can you see both? Let's see. Let's find out. All right, one break, the other break didn't roll. Clean that up a touch. We're here, almost 8 o'clock already. So yeah, this is man, tough context here off the 15-minute. So we will see what happens here. So this selling doesn't even look crazy strong on a 5-minute context, but let's pop down to a 2-minute. 2-minute context, it doesn't really look that strong either. It doesn't look like actual institutional selling compared to this institutional buying that's happening here. So that's a different argument. Big buy side absorption down at that 43 level. Sell side absorbed. There was a lot of sellers that got absorbed at the 43 level. So we'll see. See if they come back down again. I need one more screen. Once that cord comes in, I'll be showing the footprint again. So that way get a clearer idea. I've shown it before on different streams, but it's just a touch too much. So again, that 43 level, notice it bounced right off that 43 level, right? This is where there was a huge sellers that got absorbed there. Huge sellers that got absorbed. Like tons of trap sellers here. But we'll see. The buyer's still interested. Not a lot of selling here, even though it's going down. Not a lot of strong selling yet. Do I have a delta? Do I have a delta indicator here? I wonder if I need level 2 for it. Yeah, I think I may need level 2 for it. I don't need a level 2 on the fast track, but. Alright, so that was a big volume candle. Let's see here in the 5. Actually, let me get to a 5-minute on this. Looking at the range here, but let's go 5-minute. By the way, this is another trap setup, so I'm actually supposed to sell one more.
Order filled.
And then put a stop up here, the 69.50. All right. 91.
Order filled.
Got stopped out on that. On that stop there. Oh, this is a 2-minute. Oh, bummer. Okay. Wasn't supposed to take that one then. All right, I'm getting out of the 2-minute zone here. That's just chopping me out now. And then now you guys see 2 minute likely to fail. So I don't take the 2 minute traps too often. They got to be in the appropriate context. All right. All right, Shark, let me see here. Okay, here you are. I won't be able to hear you, but I'm going to pop in there. So I cannot hear. I'm going to cut my mic. There we go. So 15 minutes short in the context of a 15-minute 2-bar break. We're going to see what's going to happen here. Why am I in for 3? It's supposed to be stopped out of 1. Oh, I must have bought the other one. Oh, well, it is what it is. We're here now. So a couple blunders this morning. So instead of getting stopped out of 1 at that 91 level, or where was it at? It was 69 level. I added another. So averaged up a little bit. Could get one to break even, but it's all right. What are we risking? We're risking 90 points. It's really not too bad. Need that new buying interest to come in. On the clean chart here. Kind of getting that little idea here. Too much for me. So could likely get stopped out here. The question for me, this would be a little bit of forward testing. I'm going to do that tonight. Actually, I'm going to go through months of this 15-minute. May even do that on a live. See what happens here. So 23.6, 36. Okay, so there's fibs from both. So the high, London low. So you're drawing it from the high to VWAP. Right, Shark? I think he is. All right, so Mike gets stopped here. This 90s. Again, this could be the legitimate call for the 15-minute here. So when this broke, even though it's lower volume, if this continues, this could be the play along. Because I would not have gotten into that trade if this is viable most of the time. But I mean, these things can still happen, even if, all right, too much. These things can still happen, even if this is the appropriate context, right? This is not 99% accuracy. It's about 78 to 85 depending on the day. Sometimes I'll hit 100% accuracy across different trades, but over an average, it's about 80. So still 1 in 5 on the 15 minutes going to lose, and unfortunately, if it's 1 in 5 on the 15 minute and I'm trading in that context on the 5 minute, sometimes you're going to just take hits. It is what it is. But this is the system. I love this system. It's pretty simple. It works nice. Ran into those sellers again, rejected off of them. These sellers were from this level. Notice, pre-market sellers here. So we see that these sellers are still in play a bit. So keeping an eye on Shark's level here. Unfortunately, I can't have him live on voice, not yet. I'm gonna eventually do some recaps with people. I just want to have a little control over the conduct who I bring into the stream. So That's the only reason why I'm not going to have people live yet. But we will see. And plus, I need someone to be able to edit a little faster. So we'll see what happens here. So if this works out, which it could, then I'm going to take a note of this as well. That lower volume on a break invalidates the trend break. So this will just be one mark of data, which these don't happen too often. It's not too often I get into a break straight into a trap. It's actually kind of rare. So that's why I'm sitting here questioning. I'm like, oh, what do I do? Got a little disconnect there. All right. Tempted to take one here at these where I know these buyers are, just to get one off the table, but it's just because I didn't mean to take 3. I'll take a 1. I just didn't mean to take 3. I meant to take 2 here, and that 2 would have got stopped out. So see what happens. If you guys are new, welcome to the stream. Streaming Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 9:30 Pacific. We will be here. And if you have any ideas, trading ideas that you'd like to share, what you guys are in, feel free, type it in the chat. I'm going to try my best to chart it, not chart it. Chart it would be a little weird, huh? Chart it though. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Stream's going to get a little better quality too. Just moved, so I've been insistent on waiting. I'm going to have my camera on here probably 3 weeks from now. I'm going to create a little backdrop, which would be nice. I'm going to do it up. Turning a portion of my garage into the studio, so it'll be good. So I don't want to pop back into these 2-minute buyers, but this was some institutional buying from a 2-minute perspective. So we keep tapping into there, and you see that buyers are still present. Maybe I'll go here real quick because I'm not executing here. So buyers here, keep tapping into these buyers here. Keep going lower, but the buyers are still present, and the buyers are still going to be present until you get below this level. You get below this level, that's when, okay, you could say that these buyers have been overweight. They've been there's officially more sellers than buyers. I wouldn't say more, but the weight has taken it lower than what these people can handle now. So all of these buyers that were looking to accumulate here and continue to accumulate have now are going to reposition, or they're just been satisfied. Or you could say that they're squeezed, but I don't know. Got one break here in the 5-minute. Notice the volume kicked up pretty heavy, right? So if we actually decide to start coming lower, we're going to see what's going to happen here. So couldn't break above these pre-market sellers. This is where that I'm going to call it institutional selling kind of kicked in. Outweighed these 2-minute, and then we have buyers down here. So I'll probably try to take, well, actually 2 of mine are getting taken right above the, right in front of them. So doesn't matter anyways, but let's see. Buyers are still here. Love those chords. All right. So 4 minutes left in this bar. We have a long ways to go. If this does break here, which it broke kind of this neckline, kind of double topped here, neckline here. If it continues to hold this neckline below it, should see a big rotation to the downside. A decent size rotation. Not a recommendation. Trade at your own risk. It's not financial advice. So I'll be looking to add it to this short. I know I took one off, but I'll be looking to add to this short on my fast track account. I'm going to stick with my two pricing here on my 5 minute, because I got in for 3 anyways. I should have been only in 1. I managed to do 3. So, and the reason why I got to that point, that conclusion, is that I got in for 1 on the 15-minute short, which is right here, the bull trap here. And I went to fill 1 more, which I thought was the 5-minute context. It was the 2-minute context. That one ended up, I thought, getting stopped out. But instead of getting stopped out, I actually added 1. So, so I was in for 3, and I should have only been in for 1. So, because I definitely don't like taking traps on the 2-minute. If the price action is really, really, really clean, I do. But it's a hard take. So I will take this short though on the 5-minute if it comes down to that in the 5 minutes. So we're gonna see what happens in these next 2 minutes. Appreciate you guys stopping by the stream. Thank you guys for liking the video. Appreciate you guys. Much more quality content coming out soon. Again, I'm talking to my editor right now. We're getting some things going. I'll have some recap videos. I'll have a daily recap video and a weekly recap video, which would be nice. And then I'm going to get some people ready that are very new to trading. I'm going to get them some information out, right? Some basic price action, how to read charts. We'll be going very, very, very simple and breaking things down from the very beginning. And I have a lot of people asking me, and they're just confused. They don't really know what's going on yet. So I'll make sure to have all that stuff down. So. And then we'll actually be back testing different strategies as well. I'm going to be back testing this. I call it the house blend strat, which is this strategy, which I'll have available, especially as the channel grows. I'll make sure I'll have it available for people to be able to trade. I give all the rules and context, by the way, not financial advice. But if you were looking to speculate and you wanted to see how I trade, it'll be available. And then we could also look at just other ways, like Shark was in here earlier talking about Fibonacci's, and he uses a accumulation of Fibonacci's and VWAP and different daily levels, daily and weekly levels, which are great ways. You get an edge through that. Dewey's in here. Dewey uses a combination of RSI, Relative Strength Index, MACDs, and ATR's average to ranges. And he's seeing little divergences and is able to capitalize on where to get in and out off of his average to range levels. So he trades the 1, 3 minute, and he looks at 15-minute context as well, I believe. So a lot of different ways to trade this market. A lot of different ways. This is going to be a little bit of a bear trap, by the way, if this kind of comes back up into these levels here. This gets up here, which it did not. I had to get up here. Broke out of these bodies, tried to go lower, came back up, couldn't get above here. So not enough juice. Also didn't get a continuation there on the 5 minute though. So just a little cursor here. Notice the volume here is buy volume increasing, right? But now
it's starting to switch. The increasing volumes on the sell, low volume pullback, increasing volume on the sell. Just a speck of data there to say that sellers may be gaining some momentum here. Now, the volume by himself is not enough to tell you if there's more aggressive sellers than buyers per se. But cumulatively, even if there was a lot of buying action happening, unless most of the buying happened at these levels here, unless the buying happened at the very, very bottom, you could assume that if there was buyers up at these levels, they got absorbed and the sellers kind of outweighed them. Now, for me, looking at my footprint chart, I'm able to see exactly where most of the buyers were or most of the sellers were. And this 2040 level right here is where most of them are. Buyers and sellers. This is like a point of control, basically. So 140 level, there's still a lot even up at this 52. There's a lot of sellers up here. Ton of sellers up at this 52 level. But yeah, for the most part, your second level down here. And then you had some, let's see here. So point of control for that bar was right here at the 40s. Right here at the 40s. And then it came down to the 30, about threes. Let's see here, 3250s. So this is your next point of control on this bar. So a lot of volume down here, and the volume upticked here at the 40s again, back to the 40s. So now, point of control just means that that's where the most volume was. For those of you not familiar with point of control. So in the bar, that's saying where both buyers and sellers were happy to buy and sell. So anything above that, either there wasn't a lack of buying interest, lack of selling interest, and same thing with below that. The market kind of was equal in that 5 minutes there, the most equal. Decent amount of buyers stepping in now on a decent amount of imbalance too on the buy side imbalance. So see what happens here. Check the 15-minute here. Now, if this bar goes all the way green on the 15-minute and actually goes green, that's going to be pretty bullish. I'll still have to stay in the trade, but that'll be very bullish. Very bullish. So we'll see. 1 minute left. It's trying. It could do it. I mean, even still having that big of a bottoming wick, that's still a lot of buyers, but we'll see what happens. Point of control is flipped up to the 60s now in that 5-minute bar. This one right here. So point of control is now flipped up here, meaning most of the volume's up top in that candle. Typically, if you have volume flip like that where the point of control raises, that means it's more likely to reverse. But doesn't mean it will reverse. If it was buy side point of control, meaning that there was a lot of buyers, most of the buying volume, then that'd be extremely bullish. So different ways to trade, different trading ideas with point of control. All right, let's just look at a couple levels here. Bouncing between what they have yesterday's volume point of control here at the green, and up here yellow, we're in yesterday's value area high. Just a couple little levels, nothing too crazy. And then we still have the settlement up here, which I don't really know what settlement is, I'm going to be honest with you. Not yet. I've heard about it. I hear about it. Yesterday's high up here in the orange. But yeah, it doesn't really do too much for me. So where VWAP's in right in the middle, we're kind of just chopping above and below it. Let's see what else we got. EMA slowly raising on the EMA 20. That's taking all the pre-market into consideration too. And let me see here, volume profile. So you see here at the 40s, 41. This is the most volume of the session right here. So prices, this point of control here is going to act like a magnet. Good morning, Trader DLS. Welcome. No worries. You're not missing nothing. I took I'll give you a little recap on the morning and let's see what we've done. Get rid of this real quick. So morning recap. Let's go to the clean chart actually. So clean chart, morning recap. So opening candle here, new pivot high here. Had our trend, X bar. This one didn't count. At our first break of the candle here, wasn't a 2-bar like how I like to trade. So I took it up. Right? And then this one acted as a break. So this one acted as a break, and we have our pivot low here as well. And we're going to talk about this one in a second. So pivot low broke, went long here, here. Went long here, was looking for 226 about area. 2024, I think it was about between 226 224. Looking for that area up there. Then as time went by, trying to get more 2-bars, they did not occur. As time went by, also had a 15-minute 2-bar break. But this one, notice the volume started tapering off. And the volume wasn't as much as this accrued sell volume here. So settlements just the previous day's close. Oh, okay. Thanks, Shark. So with this 2-bar here, because of the lack of volume, I said I'm not sure about this because I haven't attributed volume to the 15-minute and got data from it. So this is why you get uncertainty, right? Because I don't have the data. So I wrote down a couple things in context I'm going to back test and make sure I get the data for it. And this is going to be one of them, right? Now, normally, trader, I don't get into a trap. There was also a trap here. So we broke out, tried to go higher, came back into the range here. I flipped and went short. So right now I am short. I know it looks like I averaged up. I did average up, but that's a different story. So looking for that's not right. Like, why is this going down? All right. So looking for a move down to here. This is about 1.75. But normally I don't get into a trap after a trend break. But if this trend break's not validated, then yes, I get into this trap. So I'm using volume right now as a current weight right now, but in reality is I'm not too happy about this at all. So not too happy about I'm uncertain. There's uncertainty here because I don't have the data on the 15-minute low volume break, because the volume is something I introduced to this strategy about a little over a month and a half ago. And on the 5-minute works great. In strong trends, it works fantastic. I have a ton of data on the 5-minute from the volume. So now because of this, this is also a trap on the 5-minute here, right? Which I think actually worked out. Did I miss this trap? Broke out of the bars, came up. Yeah, that was a trap that worked out perfectly. I don't know how I didn't see that, but yeah, there's your trap right here. So I missed that one, but I'm still in for 2, so it doesn't matter anyways. I actually did take profits on one of them, so maybe I actually got the move of that. So I went over to the 2-minute. I've been charting the 2-minute. Found a bit of a trap here. Breakout, tried to go higher, came back down. I took this short. Went to put my stop here. I accidentally added a limit here. So then instead of being in for 1 contract, I was in for 3 contracts. So when this one finally dropped, I took some profits on one of them. And I'm still expecting a move down here, but we haven't gotten any yet. So that's pretty much all that's happened this morning. And we're still between these two ranges. I charted out some institutional buying on the 2-minute that happened right here. And it talked about how they're still present, as you notice. We still have present institutional buyers from the 2-minute. I'm saying high in theory, speculatively institutional buying here, which I'm saying strong that this will carry as a support later. So as you can see, accumulation is still happening here. You know, we tapped back down into this range, it dipped, ran above it. We tapped back down into this range, it ran above it. Now they've been chewing at the buyers, but buyers are still holding strong for now. Now that was a 2-minute, although I stopped charting the 2-minute because I don't carry any weight on the 2-minute. But it was just something I noticed. Okay, and let me see. So for now, I'm in between these two ranges. I'm gonna take a little peek at gold and gold found buyers here. Oil's starting to break out to the upside. Yep. So that's pretty much the morning. Nothing too crazy. I'm in on my fast track accounts, by the way, as well. I'm sticking with my guns on the trap and the low volume, but I can't use that as a data source. So I'd prefer not to go too heavy until both of those trades kind of get canceled out, meaning we either hit either one of those targets, and then I'll have a little bit of data. So besides that, that's the morning. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, just kind of in the middle of these ranges, nothing too crazy. We're on the top side. We've dipped into these pre-market sellers multiple times, and we direct off of them. But if you notice, we're putting in strong higher lows here. Strong higher lows. And then as we're getting up to these pre-market sellers, yeah, we're putting in lower highs too, but they're a little, I wouldn't say as tested. I would say there's more pressure to the upside than the downside right now. But that doesn't mean it won't go down. It's just that if I was to look at it from this standpoint, we're right in the middle of the range. It doesn't really matter too much. Volume was another key to look at here. I was talking about how the volume's kind of giving away some of this, some of the details here. High volume selling, and then we have this decreasing in volume buying here. See, the buying is going up, but there's a decreasing in volume here. So again, not a super strong interest. If there's a big bull that all of a sudden came in and just bought it all up, obviously price action would reflect, but we could see continuation. Until then, we're kind of just hanging out in this range. So my wife and kids should be up here pretty soon. I'm going to go snag a cup of coffee, honestly. Especially if we're going to be consolidating. Not too much to do here. So in for 2 on the top step, in for 1 on the fast track. Roughly down $100 on the fast track account, about $50, 50 points. I mean, it's not too crazy. I did the swaps. I said earlier, I was like, you know, I should have faded myself on the fast track account, and then that way I just broke even on one of them anyways, get one of them going. But it is what it is. I'm shorting both. So this was interesting. These 2 breaks here like that though, where they just kind of force it down. So it is going to be interesting to see what happens. We are just kind of stuck between players right now, and there is a player. I want to say somewhere like right here. So right below the 40s. Right here. This is your buy side player too. All right. So We're between these two people. And yeah, we're going to be continue to be between these two people. So even taking this stop here, up here at this level, it doesn't feel great. Realistically, I'd feel better about taking a stop up here because this could go a few points above and then just get rejected, right? But I'm saying in theory, if I was to play the players, I don't play these players yet, but a whole new strategy is going to get developed off of this because this is something that I've been noticing new. I know some people will say it's it's a support and resistance. Yeah, but reality is it's where do the buyers start accumulating and where do they start distributing? Sellers start distributing, right? Um, Knowing where they start to is not just support and resistance. It's you're identifying kind of where things need to go beyond and how they're approaching these levels. So that makes a big difference. You're noticing if buyers are willing to take it up at these levels. Changes the context for me. It's not just support and resistance because not all highs, like this high here, this high to me is not a resistance. If I was to use this as a high, this is not resistance to me. I'm not going to go up here and short it. To me, sellers aren't out until they're above here. This is the true resistance to me, but most people may not even take this as a resistance. They might take these tops as a resistance up here, which there's valid reason for doing so, but nonetheless, it's just a little different. I know it sounds the same, but it is different. All right, I'm gonna take a little tiny break here. Coming into 8:30. I'm gonna take maybe 10 minutes. Just gonna grab a cup of coffee, do a little morning routine with the fam, and yeah, I'll be right back. We'll see if I get stopped or not. I'm gonna wait for this candle to close though. Still nothing from here for me to touch. Notice how small that seller volume was too. So buy side, very tiny selling, lack of selling interest here. Kind of stuck right in between. Something's gonna happen. We're getting into an inflection point in the next 15 minutes. This thing's got to move to the upside of the down. Notice the bottoming wicks here. This buyer, right? This buy side player, even on the 15-minute, is really chewing it up. Whereas there's not a lot of sell side yet. There's just lack of buying interest, in my opinion. Thank you, Samu. Appreciate you. 1 minute left, and then I'm going to bounce for just about 10 minutes. Probably 9 minutes. I want to get here before that candle stops. So we will see. What I want to see is this to flush down and hit my target in 8 minutes. That's what I want to see. All right, 45 seconds left. Starting to turn over a touch. Hopefully increased volume if in favor of my direction. But if we got a little bit of increased volume, even though it's still low, increasing to me is more important. Or I should say carries just as much importance. I wouldn't say more important. Hey Shark, I'm gonna stop by. I'm gonna start. So I got to go to work at this morning at 9:30. But I'm gonna pop my head in on the Discord, the FTT Discord at around stock market lunch, a little after stock market lunch. But if you're on live in your chat at around that time, I'll pop in there too. Or if you're on live on the FTT, I'll message you and I'll message you in Discord too. Say what's up. Appreciate you stopping by, dude. Support the stream. Appreciate that a lot. Thanks for your analysis too this morning. It was nice. No, thank you. All right. Oh, we're on a new bar. What am I doing? I'm supposed to be out of here. By the way, bull trap. This goes down below. It's an add to the short, but we'll see what happens here. It's looking very promiscuous. All right. I'll be back. All right, we're back with a little bit of coffee here. So, what'd I miss? Looks like we're inching up towards that trend again. Harsh rejection. Buy side was increasing. Bigger sell, though. We're just going to play between these two players this morning. So, 15-minute isn't showing me too much. Oil's ripping. All right, gold's catching a tiny bit, but nothing crazy. Oil. Oil doesn't follow my same rules for my brake system. Oil's cleaner though at times. Footprint works great, but doesn't really. This Nasdaq is like one of the betters. So only regret I have during this whole trade here is not getting a little bit better pricing on my fast track. Could have got a good short. So looking up here, it wasn't that there was a ton of buyer. There was some buyers here at the 67 level, right here. There's just a lack of volume up here, lack of buying interest here. And then sellers kind of kicked it into gear, but sellers just got squeezed at 50. Right down here. I'm looking at the footprint. I'm going to show you guys the footprint here pretty soon. They got squeezed. Ton of sellers got here. They just got all cleaned. So these guys are kind of battling it out right now. But yeah, that was wild. This, to me, seems like this buyer is putting in a little bit more effort than these sellers. They're just supporting this for buying interest. So this is very likely for me to get ran through. A little bit of an anomaly on the 15-minute too. So 1, 2, boom, boom. Yeah. Still in the short though. Hope you guys have a good morning. Anybody take any trades in the chat? Feel free, post them. See what's going on here. Oh, dude. Love this one. This is a good one. Yeah, so about 45 minutes here. Not even 45. I'm going to have to get ready to shove off to work. Leaving this trade open if it goes. I mean, there's really nothing too crazy. It does look a little rippy here. A huge bottoming wicks on the 15-minute, right? And this is building strength to me. Does not mean it will still not go down. I'm just saying it looks like this buyer is really accumulating here. Even here, even though we have these big red candles, it slowly just continues to tick, putting in higher lows, right? So now an ascending wedge. If you were a patterns person, right? Let's just use an ascending wedge for an example. You have a flat here, and then you have a wedge that kind of comes up like this, for example. So if the price action's staying flat up here, and this is moving up, what is that telling you? It's telling you that buyers are continued to be interested in taking this higher. Selling interest is lacking, and there's a player up here. If you have a player up here that's selling and the buying continues to come and accumulate here, what happens to this seller? Well, they're probably going to get ran through because there's more buyers. It doesn't mean that they will, but that pattern does happen if it's flat. So that's the idea. Now, if this fails, if buyers are still not interested in buying above this level, for the people that have accumulated, if this breaks it, this break is also can be massive, right? But nonetheless, this is just not attributing this to any charts currently. But the idea is, what if the pivot was here slightly more in favor to the upside than the downside? Let's say the upside was a little bit more aggressive. The downside was a little flatter. A little bit different of a read here. Buyers are accumulating this aggressively. Still the same thing needs to go though. You still need aggressive buyers above this level, or if it steepens, if this is like super steep compared to like a pretty flat top here, and this breaks, you're assuming that this is just gonna trend's gonna move and it's gonna create a little bit of balance eventually. So some ideas to think about when you think in terms of patterns, what's actually going on in the patterns. So we flipped almost completely upside down here. See the volume's kind of kicked up above these buyers here. That's a little bearish. Still not too crazy yet. Still pretty light overall, but still bearish. So, for example, if you're going to use different kinds of patterns, but when I chart this, I'm seeing accumulation and distribution from the sell side, accumulation from the buy side, and I'm just seeing it kind of level up. But when you have these big spikes like this and it runs kind of tighter against these sellers here, and you have these big spikes down there, gets bought up real quick and comes up against this, this can give you a clue to see who's stronger. And usually, I shouldn't say usually, from what I've been taught, is that when it runs against one of the walls, right? See how you could almost say that's up. Most of the volume's on the top side of this, right? Just got disconnected again. Sorry about that. I don't know why I'm getting disconnected or reconnected, but this service is using a little bit of different Wi-Fi than before. So there we go. So nonetheless, those are ideas. The same thing with other patterns that you'll see. You'll see your head and shoulders patterns. Actually, I need to get. Well, we'll just continue this. Head and shoulders, right? There's a much easier way to doing this, but I'm just gonna go like this. Just in the meantime, since we have time. Head and shoulders pattern. And again, usually head and shoulders means that there's it came from here, right? Buying accumulated really aggressively at these points, right? Tries to go higher, some sell-off consolidation. Buyers try and take it up again. Now these buyers are serious, and these buyers are serious up to this point, right? These are the people driving this market back up, and you have real buyers here, and more than likely there's buyers up here too, right? For this context though, say we go higher, they come back into this range. If it breaks below these buyers, that's okay. You still have your support here. These are the buyers that come in before. They're accumulating. But as soon as it cracks this, these buyers have been satisfied. Then it comes down to the next buyers, wherever they're at, wherever the next strong buying has taken place at. But that's what a head and shoulders is. You tried to take it higher on this lower high though. Buyers were not interested in taking this higher again, or you ran into a really strong player up here, a really strong player like this guy up here, that is pushing down into that a little bit more. Buyers are losing confidence. So for your head and shoulders, when you think of it in terms of that, it clears it up more than a pattern. You're noticing where the players are in the market, and that makes it a little bit more confident to see who's where. So I'm not a patterns player, but I used to be, right? I think a lot of us, patterns are kind of nice because they're easier to see. But when you understand what's kind of going on inside of the patterns, not just it being a pattern by itself, but what's the theory behind the pattern, that changes your perspective of patterns. By the way, if you guys are new, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Streaming Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 9:30 Pacific. Hopefully January looking to do a little bit longer streams. I do catch a lot of good moves, even during the lunch to stock market lunchtime, 9:30 to 10:30 Pacific. So, but for right now, we're pretty much in the middle of a range. Just as a recap, price action is not too pretty. Not a lot going on. just kind of between these two players here. You could play the range if you want to play the range. I'm currently in a short based off of a 15-minute bull trap. Expecting this to go lower. Have to get through this player though. This player's been accumulating and he continues to. I say he could be. When I'm saying a player, it's a collective, right? It's not just one person. But I'll address him as a he for the sake of this. So he's collecting here, and then we have this seller that's been strong, right? And then we have other sellers up here as well. So kind of playing between. Really, I would, even though we're trending up, right? We are trending up. It's a pretty strong kind of trend channel. Wouldn't be surprised to see us dip back into these buyers, because this is where strength should be found for the buy side, especially if buyers can't take it above where these sellers are. So now as we start to trend and we get into this range here, if you guys are newer to trading, as we get to this point, this is called an inflection point. This is a point where the market, supply demand side, whatever it is going to make a decision. Sometimes the decision's wrong. Sometimes you'll see a breakout and then it try and go higher and immediately get crushed, and then, and then it just dumpster, right? So not always the first break's the best break on these inflection points either. But this thing could chop around. What time is this? 12:50. So another hour. I mean, this could be another hour of chop to get down into this inflection before the market decides to make a move. If it was going to be a clean kind of market here. But yeah, the market's just kind of hanging out. Nothing too crazy. I think we got data later on in the week. Unless any news pops out. Let's see here. Nothing too crazy. Japanese PPI is going to be interesting. FOMC. Got FOMC Wednesday. Obviously, that's going to be a hit or two. And CPI Thursday. PPI Friday. So the market could hang out for the next couple of days. Let's kind of see what's going on. I got trade balance, not going to be too crazy, but yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is what they're looking at. So could just be hanging out until those days. This is supposed to be my clean chart, so let me get rid of this. Oil's moving, but besides that, it's pretty much it. Sorry, actually, I should have kept that. Just hanging out. Slow day today. Too much action. So we'll see. Nothing much to do here. You could play chess. You could play the range. You can drink some coffee. I got a book from one of my friends. It's a signed book by. He works in the financial field. He's a cool guy. We're in different worlds, right? I'm a technical analysis. He's like fundamentals, and he deals with some OTC stuff. Okay, plus money that you posted. Let me check it out. Let's see this. Updated trade idea. So did you get in? I can't really see. Oh, I guess you're sharing your screen, huh? Let's see. I can't see your fill. Oh, your fill is there. Your fill is at that 137 shark. I can't hear you, by the way, if you're talking. soon, I will be allowing guests to jump on the chat. But I've already had a few people want to pop in. I said, look, I got to keep it really tight for right now. But eventually I'm going to be I'm trying to keep it as professional, as family friendly as possible. Not necessarily so professional, but definitely clean. So, all right. So, oh, excellent. So, got the fill at 50, looking for 222. Perfect. So, Sharks in at 50, looking for 222. And then let me see where that stop was at. Oh, we had that stop at break. Oh, the stop was at 222. Stop limit. Yeah, 51.50. I think that was a break even stop, I think. Yeah, posted fill. Okay. Perfect. It's tough. It's a tough range day to day, right? I think you're right on the 222, like the 226 area, based off that long. Like if we do break this trend for sure, I think that's very absolutely realistic. It's just taking its time. Taking its sweet time. Oh man, I cannot wait for my third monitor. Oh, it's here. It's sitting here. Just somehow in the move, I lost the power cord. So, but anyways, this let's see if I can actually find it. I'll add it here. Let's see. Oh, does this still show up? Oh wow, that's surprising. Surprising. Is everything go on the screen? Oh, I'm sharing my screen, not the application. That's interesting. Okay. So even before you could see the Discord then. Oh my goodness. Oh, but it wasn't showing the. See, I see. So when I go like this, you can't see it. Okay, my bad. I was looking at the wrong thing. I know, Shark. It's not, dude. You can never get enough screens. I'm going to get a couple more, but at the end of the day, really, I just want to chart out the ES too. I want to start scalping the ES. Because certain scalps are a little bit more efficient on the ES. All right, what am I looking for here? Let's see. Let's see. Aha! This is the book right here. Boom. I don't know if I want to show it on thrifts per se. This is it right here. All right. See here. This back up in here. All right. So this is the book right here. I got a signed version, which is cool. But the 4th edition, he gave it to me. He said, "Yeah, we got this new book. This is a new edition. We get books every year." So it's interesting. Some of his ideas are really basic, though. But he's talking about it's kind of a hybrid because of the fundamentals as well. So these are very simple. I like that he uses X's and O's because it reminds me more of players in his book. Can't really. I wonder if there's actually a little whatever. But yeah, pretty good. I actually just been picking through a little bit. I got the hardback, so yeah, pretty sick. Oils just continues to fly. Gold's chilling. This trade's consolidating. I want one screen for just when I'm in a copy trade so I could see or make sure that there are no open ghost orders I can fill. Yeah, for sure. Brutal, right? That would be nice. You don't even want to. If I showed you my other screen's just the real estate it's taken. I got my stream. I got my control for the YouTube music. I have my fast track all over the place. I have, what else do I have? I got my Top Step on my main screen, which I really don't need this much screen, but to stream it appropriately, I need the whole screen. So um, that's that for that screen. So so we got into a trap on the 15-minute. This part is closed. If this would have broke out of the bodies, went lower, came back up close in the bodies, that would have been a signal for maybe a reversal, but based off the volume, I still would have stayed in the short. So there's a little bit of a twin bar here. If it would have been higher up here, a little no wicks, that would have been a little bit better, but we'll see what happens. More screens or knowledge? I just want the screens, dude. I want people to see it and just be like, oh yeah, he got to know what he's doing, right? Because he's got 8 screens. It's funny because I've only ever traded with 2 screens, but I've always traded by myself. It's one thing I liked about the Fast Track. I got to thank Fast Track because having their Discord. I don't like getting in. I paid for courses. I paid for join different Discord groups, and a lot of it is just distasteful, right? At the end of the day, I walk away with like a distaste, But at the same time, when you're with traders that have these different ideas, they love trading, that communal thing, just to have people understanding kind of the different struggles, their different strategies. By the way, testing this low trend here, we're gonna get back into these buy side again. As you can see, the looks like it's picking up in volume, but I don't really think it is. I'm looking at the footprint; it's not picking up too much. We're still negative delta here overall in the day, but yeah, nonetheless, just to be able to chill, hang out, have a platform is really dope because I really enjoy trading. It's like a puzzle, it's like a game. Even though I know it's not a game, we're trying to make a living off of this, right? But being able to learn things, figure things out, it's really nice. I enjoy it a lot. I really enjoy it. But I've been trading for 7 years now. Posted my setup. It's an old pick when my desk was clean. Okay, let's see this. Can I share this with the chat or no? Shark. Do I have your permission to share it with the stream? I'm going to cut my mic for 1 second here. All right, I got my little monkey with me, so he popped in here. By the way, looks like the trade's kind of starting to crack that level. Still running into these players. I'm going to show a pick of Shark's setup right here. Boom. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. Let's see, can we zoom in on this? How do I zoom in on this? There's got to be a zoom, right? It's really small. What does this do? Visual search? No. To the collections. Magnify. There we go. That's a little better. I wonder why the resolution's so poor. I see it so much better in the Discord. Dope, dude. 3 monitors plus a TV. TV's one I need to get, dude. TV on the wall. Oh. Get like an 8K. Get to have bars all over the place. Be beautiful. All right. Back to the trade here. Even oil got a little clap from that one. We'll see. Hold on 1 second here. I'm going to cut my mic. They're all TVs. Those little ones are TVs? They're cheaper than monitors. I mean, I just bought a TV yesterday. It was like $300. It's like 55-inch 4K. Costs just as much. Actually, it's cheaper than the 30-inch monitors I have. But I mean, my 30-inch monitors here, they're really nice. I mean, they're LGs, but they are, I think they're 200. No, they're 165 hertz 30-inch monitors, which you ain't getting it for that cheap if you're gonna go 165 hertz. It's too expensive. 24 and 34, yeah. I got two 30s and one 24. I had to help my kid real fast. He's trying to lift up something. So testing these buyers again. You see these buy-side players are still intact. I'm actually going to take one off here.
Order filled.
I'm going to take one off here. Not because I want to, just because I'm going to have to jump in the shower and get ready for work. And things can change. So I'm going to take one where the players are. And just in case we bounce and we come all the way back up and drift up to these players again. I'll still hold one, which I'm totally cool with. I'm in one on the fast tracks. So yeah, I'll just take one there. I wasn't supposed to be in that one anyways. Yeah, it's like, yeah, just I don't like exposure while I'm exposed, right, in the shower. So I don't want to get caught with my pants down while I can't look at the charts. One contract I'm cool with. What am I risking here? $43 now. That feels it's way more to stomach here. I'm actually almost break even on the day if I took this, which I won't, but I think I was down $37. So really on the day, I'm down 25 points. So we'll see what happens here. I'm actually, even though I took that one off, with this volume here, if we increase with the second one here, say we have increased volume. If this one gets up there, I'm going to take this one short as well. And I'll add. I'll feel better about that. And maybe I'll just add that one on the fast track. We'll see. But if this one goes green, it's more sideways. So far, though, as well, we've been breaking the bottom trend. Notice that we broke this trend, broke this trend, broke this trend. So this is starting to level out. Right, it was real steep, and it keeps breaking these the aggression of these buyers. Which it's either we're going to this buyer's just continuously chewing up the sell side, and we're gonna rip, or these buyers are gonna give in. So we're gonna see. Got here 908. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna wait for this candle to close, and I think I'm gonna have to sign off, guys. I apologize. I gotta do a little commute before I was at the barbershop, so I could stream up until 9:30. I could just run right into it because I'm like, all right, the dude's there, so he can sit there. I will leave this trade open. I'm gonna bring my laptop and finish off this trade probably. Now, if you're looking at this, this kind of looks like a double top a little bit. No? Let me get my marker out here. We're gonna go with a marker. Looks a little double toppy to me, right? And then here's your neckline here. So if it cracks this, we can see this continue to the downside. All right, just an idea. So volume here. Next minute, if this volume gets above there, it's kind of hard to see. I want to see this. I'll refresh it real fast. I want to see the updated volume. All right, so the volume is going to be above here. We didn't break this, which is fine. So as long as the volume's above this level and these levels, which it is, I can take this short. This one, it's not there yet, but I'm going to take a short on the fast track, though. Should I just, nah, I'll just hold on. I'll hold on to this one. I already got a decent amount of profits locked on the fast track. Volume is picking up now. I am selling right into resistance, but I'm going to take one more on the fast track on 10 seconds. Not a trading recommendation, by the way. If this wicks up above here, I'm not going to take it. There it is. We got the close. Oop, we got a little late there on the fill. All right. Stop's kind of going back up here. And let's see, where would this, I'm going to umbrella this under that context. So looking for the 76 level. We did a big wick down there. Buyers are still here. They're still present. Until we close below this, these buyers are still playing. They're still playing ball here. So, as you can see, we get to that inflection point, like I'm saying, we're cracking out of this. Starting to put a lot of pressure on these buy sides here, but notice that accumulation here. Starting to scoop that up pretty heavy. So I am umbrellaing this under the 15-minute context, but that would have gotten filled on a normal basis, I think. Let's see here. Yep, that would have been a quick scalp. 1-to-1 scalp here. But I'm umbrellaing it. That happened almost instantly too, which is crazy. Just boom. There's your fill. 1-to-1. Give you 20 points. No problem. Yeah. See, it really, for you, Shark, you probably take bigger risk rewards than I do. Not bigger, but you take bigger ratios. I'm assuming. What would you say your ratio is? I have 1, 2, 29s, 124. Oh, nice, Samuel. Sorry, I was thinking about trading. I was thinking with 29s, you're in at 29. 2 29s, 124. Samuel, you can't let me outdo you by 1 inch on 2 screens. Okay? I have to have a donation. I'm just kidding. 2 to 8 to 1. Oh, 2 to 8 to 1. Okay. Got you. So minimum 2 to 1. So you could take a bunch of little tiny, like, what would you say your win rate is on the strat? Maybe like 35%, 40%? Which is great, by the way, for a 2 to 8 to 1. 35 is like smoking hot. 35 to 40. If you're 50 with 2 to 1 plus, oh, that's crazy, Shark. If you're getting 2 to 8 to 1, that's fantastic. Come on, lad. Break down these levels. I'm supposed to leave here in 5 minutes. I'm going to leave the stream open just for a touch. No, I want to do it for the stream, but man, this is what I'm talking about. I have to jump in and get ready for work at this exact time here. I hate this. This is brutal. So, buyers are still trying here. 2 minutes left. If this flips green, I don't know. Look at a smaller time frame here. See what's actually going on. Huge volume sell and buy. I mean, actually, I got the footprint now. Let's see exactly what happened. Yeah, so sellers got a little bit absorbed there. A lot of strong sellers there. It's above those strong sellers now. So you could say that sellers are trapped at the 25s, 125s, starting to flip green now on the 5 minute. These buyers aren't playing. Need new buying interest above these levels. Still not new buying interest yet, but not a ton. It's very, very light. 1 minute left in this candle. We'll see. Flips green here, that would be crazy. That flip green. Buyers are trying. See, this buyer, this is what I'm talking about. This player's still here. Yeah, I'm playing around. If it gets it above this level, this is going to be a lot of pressure to the upside here. A ton. And I'm going to be late for work. All right. I'm going to have to sign up here. Let it roll. I'm very interested. This is what I'm talking about. I need to like, we'll see. These next couple payouts I take, I may push my work back an hour. I can come in a little later. All right, so I need to put one. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. We'll sign off here. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Appreciate you guys so much. Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 9:30 Pacific. We will be here identifying players in the market. We'll be looking at recaps here pretty soon. My kid just started crying, so I'm going to leave you guys here. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Have a good day. This is where we'll sign off. Talk about a little recap later. Yeah, you guys have a good day. Shark, thanks for stopping by. Samu, as always, bro. Appreciate you. Dewey, take care. Trader DLS, we'll be talking. You guys take care.